Today in the video we are going to make a battle between the cheapest and popular ATVs, Linhai Yamaha and Sharmax Activator. Let's go! Hi there, as usually it's me, just a voiceover. You're watching Review Machines, and we still have the season of dirt and off-roading. As you can see, today we have two little cheap ATVs. The first one is Linhai Yamaha, extremely popular little quad at our place. And another one is the newest Chinese ATV Sharmax Activator, also cheap and small. For all that, today we are going to show you, these quads are not kid stuff actually. We'll test them in the real off-roading. That is our today's agenda, and without being said, let's start it right now. Today we invited a pro rider to take part in our test, but first of all let's make a brief review of the quads. Well, Linhai Yamaha M200. Its length is 192 cm, the width is 90, so as we can see it's a small quad. But I feel on it quite comfortable, though my height is 1 m 90 cm. The weight is just 178 kilos. I can even lift it. The engine is 14 HP 177 cc with gearbox and variator. There is a rear chain drive. The front suspension is standard and rear with one shock and with a solid rear axle. It's rather tough as I can see. Then we have here front drum brake and rear disc brake. Let's get it started. Well, quite a standard sound for a little quad. Let's look at the another quad. This quad is even shorter, but a bit wider. Its length is 180 cm, the width is 110. I also feel here quite comfy, despite my height. The weight of the quad is 190 kilos. The engine is more powerful, 21 HP, 247 cc. As well, there is rear chain drive and the same suspension as on the previous quad, but it feels much softer here. There is front and rear disc hydraulic brakes. Let's get it started. As to me it sounds more pleasant, and now it's high time to have a ride. Let's go! While we are getting used to the quads, few words about our plans. I am going to ride on Linhai Yamaha, my colleague on Activator, but also we are going to change the quads to get some impressions about each of them. By the way, according to the specs, Activator has a bigger engine and it's slightly more expensive, but on the whole they are quite similar. Now we are going to test the maximum speed, then test on rough terrain, and the favorite our test is the off-roading. Before we start the test, some more interesting features in the construction. Linhai has a very simple dashboard, though it has all the necessary info. There are two trunks, 22-inch wheels. Under the seat we see the fuse box. There is full set of lights, stop signals and blinkers. The front simple bumper. In general it's very simple utility quad. By the way, I like that it has a manual starter, quite a useful function. The Activator has more features. The dashboard is bigger and brighter. The front and rear trunks. Under the seat we found some tools. The LED lights are rather powerful. There is also full set of lights. There is USB socket on the handlebar. Besides, we have here an alarm system with remote starting of the engine. Quite a useful feature, with a good distance of working. Well, and now it's high time to start our tests. Let's go! Our tests we start with the maximum speed. Then high is the first. There is a little slope on the road, so we will check the speed at the both directions. Here we have 58 km per hour maximum speed. And in the opposite direction we have 51 km per hour. Now it's time for activator. The maximum speed is almost the same, 62 km per hour downhill and 57 km per hour uphill. Well, let's move on. Now let's have a ride through the fields. Linhai goes quite swiftly, taking into account little engine. It has enough power for one person, and in the official specs the carrying capacity is claimed 180 kilos. But it's obvious that the quad is too small for two persons. The suspension seems rather tough, I wouldn't say it's very comfy. When crossing rough terrain, you'd better stand on it. Besides, the quad is narrow. Its width is only 900 mm, so be careful when turning on the quad. For all that, I like this quad because of the simple utility design and robust construction. Now let's try the activator. The activator looks more aggressive, but I wouldn't say better. It's a matter of taste, of course. But it has more powerful engine, so it accelerates faster, though the maximum speed is almost the same. On the other hand, it's wider and much stable in turns. Besides, the suspension is much softer and comfy. On the whole, it's just a cheap small quad, nothing special. Now we are leaving the fields for the woods, where the road is much more bumpy. Both quads are compact and very maneuverable, so it's always easy to avoid any obstacle in the forest. By the way, guys, which of the quads you like more so far? Let me know in the comments. And it's interesting for me why this quad is called Linhai Yamaha. Is it somehow connected with Yamaha? Maybe someone is in the know? Meantime, we are facing serious off-roading, and frankly speaking, our quads are not cut out for these conditions, cause we have only rear drive. Though do not underestimate them, they can be real off-roaders, and now we are going to prove that. In fact, they have several advantages. The main is, they are lightweight. That is why sometimes it's even easier to go through dirt on them than on 4x4 heavy quads. Besides, it's possible to help them with the weight of your own body. That is much harder with 4x4 quads. Both quads are good enough here, as we can see. The activator seems a bit faster here, probably due to the more powerful engine. On the other hand, its fenders don't work properly, so the quad with the rider gets soiled very quickly. Let's watch them struggling here. And here I demonstrate the advantages of the little weight. It seems I got stuck completely, but I even do not need a winch here. I'm just pulled out from the rut on my own. The front bumper is a good handle for this purpose. As to the activator, it's also possible to pull it out, but it's heavier and doesn't have such bumpers handles. Anyway, it goes here quite well, as we can see. And what conclusions can we make out of it? Linhai Yamaha M200 is a decent utility quad, simple but quite effective for work. At our place, its price is about $2,500. The activator is a bit more powerful with a brighter design, but it's not so handy in dirt. Besides, it's more expensive. Its price is about $3,000. Well, what quad do you like more? Please let me know in the comments. Let's call today, my friends. Thanks for having a ride with us. Please check another our video about other similar ATVs. Stay with us, there will be many more interesting materials here. Goodbye.